It's dark. So dark. And cold. I'll never get used to this feeling of loneliness. This feeling of being numb. Being forgotten. I don't have a pen or paper, but perhaps if I speak long enough, someone will hear me. She could hear me. My being is still trying to comprehend what happened that night. That night that feels like such an eternity ago. The pang of surprise followed by the ache of realization and terror still makes mine and her bones shake. Her stomach lurches along with mine. She knows it's not her fault, but that doesn't ease the pain any less. It doesn't make her breathing slow. It doesn't reverse the imprint of that rope around the family member's neck. That uncertainty, that fear. Surely that is what has caused all of this. A fear too great for even a small child like herself to understand. In moments, I was engulfed with darkness, as was her charm, her laughter, her smile, her innocence. Gone, drowned in the inky black of uncertainty. Long forgotten and rotting in a sticky ooze that surrounds the walls here. She did more than drown me. She chained me here. I'm unable to leave until she comes for me. When will that be? She's destroying herself from the inside out. My cage is small and frigid. I can't see past my hands and my aura is all but disappeared. I believe I know of where I am. The place I never thought I would be at. I told her, if there was anything that you don't like or would wish to forget, you place them here. And she placed me here. Did she really though? I saw her eyes. They were not her own. They were empty. Her eyes are not so harshly void. They sparkle and giggle with the sunlight. I know it's not her fault. After all that happened, she had to be strong. After all, that's what her mother had said. Be strong, move forward. Just live. Don't make that family member's mistake. That's where the seed of paranoia was placed and a flower of terror pursued. Just another day. Surely another day and she will come for me. We'll be together again. We will restore balance to her sanity. I hope and pray that will be the case. Will she even remember me? Remember her happy dreams with me? I made them just for her. Dreams of faraway places of light and calm, animals and grasslands. I gave her the ability to fly. She always smiled at me, and she always will. She will always be my child, even if she forgets me. Even if she leads me here, I could care less about myself. My only concern is her and her well-being. After all, the mental mind is the strongest piece of humanity that we have. We cannot take it for granted. My body is cold and forgotten, but my skin burns. Is this my fate? To wither away in the darkness of her forgotten memories? For her to be overtaken by her fear and inner darkness? I know she wants better, wants more than this. So trapped in the everyday, trudging along in her world of forestry and miles of imprisonment. The isolation almost matches my own. No, My child, you are not worthless. Do not believe what she tells you. You are not unwanted. If you scream, people will hear. I will hear. Do not throw yourself away. You can do things right. You are your own being. You do not need to be in the spitting mirror image of what others wish for you. Take off your mask. Come to me. Let me help you. Can you hear me? Sister, what have you done to her? Show thee the way through all the pain and the sorrows. I like that song. Darling, it's so true. It's something that all of us must do eventually. Open your eyes to the sincerity of the world we live in and survive amongst it. She has done that so well. Not like she had a choice. That look on her mother's face, and I knew what I had to do. I knew my sister and I could not be one any longer. Surely she still hates me for it. What else was I to do? Our child would have been lost, and our work would have all been for naught. I had to protect her, give her that pinch of fear and that touch of numbness, and a hint of anger to keep her from collapsing on flimsy little dreams. I keep both of you alive. Don't you understand? Of course not. You only see my red eyes and my jagged teeth. You oh so happily painted on me. Weep not, poor children, for life is this way. Murdering beauty and passions. To think we used to be together, my sister and I, hand in hand, one together within our child's mind. It's clear to me, though, you would not accept my or my child's true potential. The minute I showed you my true self, I knew you would hate me for taking control of her. I know you cried for me when she pulled you away. The confusion and the terror on your innocent little face. It was amusing, yet disappointing. Our child has my eyes. She must to survive in her world. Blissful ignorance is the last thing that would have saved her from her parents' wrath, and falling out of the line would have only led her father to insanity. Her mother would have snapped, her father would have been disappointed. She would just be another mistake, like her biological blood. Another failure, another worthless piece of junk no one wants to deal with. Hush now, dear child, it must be this way, to weary of life and deceptions. She chose to come to me. She chose to be one with the darkness. She didn't want any of your complicated feelings. Feeling nothing is immunity. I had to numb her with my nightmares. I wanted to see her squirm and sob. I wanted her to see the truth that no one cares for anyone in this world, especially her. After all, a child lost in the woods for 20 years will have no one to grieve over her slit throat. No need to worry, sis. I know what I'm doing. The child is safer this way. Besides, the darkness makes things more excitable and unpredictable. I know I tipped the balance by feeding off her fear, but this will make the story more interesting, don't you think? How do you think our story will end, huh? Perhaps with a big battle that ends in her spilling others' blood, or the blood of her own. However, I don't think you'll be around to see that. You're already dissipating to ash. Your time of power is gone. It's time to face reality. Come, little child, the time's come to play. Here in my garden of shadows. What? Where am I? I can't see anything. Hey! Anyone out there? What? What is this? Some sort of glass border? Hello? Anyone? Ah! What is this? Cages. Where am I? Hello? Child, you came for me.